66 laps of racing at over 190 miles an hour is what awaits us today in Lincoln, Alabama. Hi everyone, welcome to the 1997 of the Diehard 500 at Talladega Superspeedway. I'm Michael Paz alongside Darien Arnsdorff bringing you the coverage. And while Talladega has been known as an opportunity for underdogs to get a good finish, it's a lot more than luck needed to do well here.
Most definitely is, Michael. It's great to be here today in Talladega. And yeah, it is a lot more than luck you need at a track like this. Sometimes you just need timing. That's a very important thing. Timing of when to make your moves, when to go to the front of the pack to try and stay there for a long period of time, or in the case that we've seen many times before, just making that perfect last second pass to take the lead and win the race in the final few feet. Now, the main question when you come into a race at Talladega is, who are you looking at as contenders? Now, normally, it's extremely difficult to pick, but you obviously do have some guys that come to the forefront of your mind when you think of good plate racers. First of all, Dale Earnhardt, and especially the man who won the race here earlier this year, Ron Hornaday. You also go look at someone who won at Daytona earlier this year in Ernie Irvan and Jack Sprague. Those are also two drivers that you could be looking at here today. All of Hendrick has at least one top 10 finish at a plate race this year, and alongside other teams like RCR, Cope, and Andretti and Dallenbach, or Petty Penske with Earnhardt, Jarrett, and Kenseth, they're going to be key to watch out for today. So as long as they don't get shuffled out early, it should be a good shot for them to win this race overall here today.
That's what we're looking at, but of course, trends always tend to be broken here in NASCAR. But one trend that we've actually had is that a lot of cars have finished the race. Out of every plate race we've ran this year, only one car has fallen out, and that was due to a mechanical issue, not because of a wreck. And that's going to be a big key when we're looking at the points, because if the size of the pack is going to be a big telling of a difference when someone falls to the back of it, because that could be the difference between 15th or 35th. And that's something we'll have to watch out for, because 4 races are left in the season and time is running out for drivers to improve their standings in the points. Bobby Hamilton looks likely to take the championship, barring disaster, with a 218-point lead over Derek Cope, but there are a lot of other positions to fight for. Jeff Gordon and Ricky Rudd have had a Roush resurgence into the top 5 in points. Mark Martin trails Jeff Burton by just 5 points for 10th. And down in 35th, 2 Sobco cars are hanging on to the top 35 by a thread. That top 35 battle will be key for next year, when the first 5 races of 1998 will be based on 1997's owners' points.
Yeah, it is a very important thing to look at, and one thing I feel like is also key to look at here when you look at the point standings is, like you mentioned, the top 35, but also like where these guys that don't have a driver lineup for next season are currently going to sit. You know, these teams are going to be re-entered into the draft next year, so if they're lower in the years points, it's a better draft pick for them. So overall, if you're someone outside of the top 40 in points, are you pushing for that guaranteed lock into every race at the start of the year, or are you trying to tank and get a better draft pick is the question.
I think it's really going to be dependent on who's going to be left when it comes to that draft, because we're going to have a lot of Busch picks and a lot of truck picks, but I think one of the guys who we might actually want to go for are some of the Cup veterans who want to go ahead and get potentially a career resurgence. But that's for the end of the season. For now, let's look at our starting lineup. On pole today, it's the number 22 of Mark Martin for Bill Davis Racing, the only car to go underneath 49-second lap time for qualifying. Alongside him, the number 30 of Rusty Wallace for Bahari. Row number 2, Jeff Gordon in the number 6. He's been on a great resurgence. Alongside the number 10 of Bobby Hamilton, the man who is single-handedly running away with the championship. In 5th, one of the guys who led the championship for most of the season, the 43 Dale Earnhardt, alongside the 77 of Robbie Gordon. Then in row number 4, it's the number 3 of Derek Cope, alongside the number 9 of Morgan Shepherd. And to round out your top 10, 200 cars, 2 of the favorites we're looking for the plate race. That is Ron Hornaday Jr. and Dale Earnhardt Jr.
And then you look at the rest of your top 20 here. Row number 6, we're going to see Hermie Sadler starting next to Lake Speed. 88 car did really good here earlier this year, but that was driven by Toshio Suzuki. We'll see how it is here today with Lake Speed. Row number 7, we see Ken Schrader and Speed's teammate, Speed and Shepard's teammate, Harry Gant, who Gant has already announced that he will be retiring at the end of the 1997 season, so he wants to get one more fantastic run before his career goes out. Row number 8, we see Ricky Rudd and Mike Bliss. Ricky Rudd's been really good on the big tracks this year. We'll see if he can continue that here today. Row number 9, it'll be David Green starting next to Joe Nemechek. And rounding out the top 20, it'll be Sterling Marlin and Wally Dallenbach.
Then to look at your second half of the field, there's the number 11, a Mike Skinner. Pretty good run for the Junior Johnson Associates car alongside Johnny Benson Jr., who's gotten some of his best finishes on plate tracks. In 23rd, it's the number 21, a Bobby Labonte, alongside another Hendrick car. The number 25 is Steve Park. And in 25th, it's the 33 of Terry Labonte, alongside the 63 of Joe Ruttman for MB2. 27th is the Daytona 500 winner, Ernie Irvin, alongside the 40 of Todd Bodine. Then to round out your top 30, it's Kevin Harvick in the 14, a guy who's looking for a lot of owner's points to go into next year, and the number 31 of John Andretti.
And rounding out your field here at Talladega today, in row number 16 will be Dale Jarrett, starting in 31st place. That is not a good starting spot for Dale Jarrett, but he is someone who you could definitely see recover by the end of this one. After 66 laps are all said and done, he's starting next to the 73 of Ricky Craven. Row number 17, it'll be Jeff Burton, someone else who's been really good this season in that 4 car, sitting in the top 10 in points. We'll see if he can also recover here today. He's starting next to Jeremy Mayfield. Row number 18, we'll see Bill Elliott and Jack Sprague, 2 of the better drivers we have on the plate tracks. We'll see if they can move up through the field as this one heads on through. Row number 19, we'll see Michael Waltrip and Elliott Sadler. Row 20, it's Randy LaJoy and Mike McLaughlin. Row 21, Jeff Green and Ward Burton. Rounding out the field in row number 22 and 43rd place is the number 27 of Dick Trickle.
And one thing we've been noting here for the last few races is that it has not been kind to drivers lower in owner's points. Usually it's been the top 4, it's been solidly the top 40 to 42 even sometimes who have been qualifying for the last few races, with maybe just one car from underneath qualifying in. And with that kind of thing looking towards next year, is that a little bit worrying for those guys down at the bottom of owner's points?
It most definitely is, and the fact that if you're someone who's on the fringe of making the top 35, you know, as we mentioned earlier, you really need to get into the top 35 to be guaranteed entry into those first few races of 1998. And then it's also a problem for those near the bottom, not because, you know, they're not making races, especially for some of them who are extremely low in points. They don't have a chance, and they're just looking for a good draft pick. That means their competitors aren't making races, so they're just kind of stuck where they are in points, and it just becomes a big bottleneck in that regard at the bottom of the board.
And we can actually look at some of the entries who have been confirmed for next year. Well, obviously, some of the bigger names are always going to be there. Dale Jarrett, Dale Earnhardt, that's almost a given. But some of the more outside contenders who I'm going to be looking at in these next few races, Jeremy Mayfield, Robbie Gordon, Kevin Harvick, Lyndon Amick, all have been confirmed to stay on for at least the next year. Drivers, and I think that these races are kind of their, like, every race is probably going to feel like a tryout to make sure that you're doing the job that the team wants you to do.
Most definitely is a very important thing as that we get rolling here at Talladega. Michael, 66 laps. Are you going to pick a name out of a hat for this one, or are you actually going to make a sensible pick?
Oh, man. It could go either way for me. Let's see. I'm going to go with the favorite this time. I'm going to go for the 5 of Ron Hornaday.
Fair enough. As I'm looking through the field, I'm looking at the number 43 of Dale Earnhardt, one of the best of the big tracks for a reason. I think he can pull off a good win here today.
And here's the pace car pulling off to get things underway. 66 laps here at the behemoth known as Talladega. It's a long way to go. Not just the end of this race, but to the start-finish line as well. But that's the fun of it. Sometimes we gotta wait to find out. Let's go! Issues already reported on the 7 of Ernie Irvin.
Uh-oh. That's bad. We might already start this race with a caution.
Yeah, he's not coming around. That is a yellow. Caution lap number 1 before we even get to the back straightaway. There's Mark Martin leading 3 wide. There's the 30, the 6, and the 43. Derek Cope might try to make it 4 wide. No, he does not. Thankfully for us and the rest of the field. We're still racing back to the line, though. Mark Martin leads. Dale Earnhardt second. Here he goes out to the inside.
Earnhardt looks down inside for the lead. Can he get it from Mark Martin as they race to the yellow flag? Side by side for the lead. Can Earnhardt get there? It's going to be a drag race to the line. He has it. Dale Earnhardt will lead lap number 1 and will lead at the caution flag, courtesy of Ernie Irvin.
Well, there's your first wrench thrown into today.
Already a wonderful start here at Talladega. I wonder if it's a sign of things to come, maybe.
Hopefully we're just getting it out of the way. Let's get all the bad luck out of our system and then rack them up and try again. So this is interesting.
Yeah, we haven't really had this happen this season, have we, Michael? We haven't really had many times this season, if at all, where we have a lap 1 caution. I think the only other time this happened, I believe, was at Dover earlier in the year.
Yeah, so this is a big question mark to these teams. Is I believe the fuel window is around 35 laps, so definitely not enough to make it to the end. But I don't know, is somebody going to be tempted to come in and try something? We've only ran 1 lap.
I don't think there's any reason to come into the pits here. I think it'd be silly to think about it. And yeah, it looks like everyone here is going to stay out, so we're going to stay as is in the standings as we end off lap number 2, head into lap number 3. It's going to take a little while for us to get back going, so we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back for the restart here at Talladega Superspeedway.
Welcome everyone once again to the 1997 and our 2003 Draft Series, coming to you from Talladega. And we've got some more unfortunate news. Ernie Irvin was able to return, but sorry, no, that's not the unfortunate news. It comes from the 28 of Harry Gant, who had his engine expire right as we were slowing down under caution, and unfortunately the 28 has retired from this race.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate for Harry Gant. We were talking earlier this week about how he seems like a good prospect for the win in this race, and yeah, just not meant to be. Engine goes up on lap number 3. And we're about to get back going here with 61 laps to go. Ernie Irvin is back in the race 1 lap down, but he is in the race, so who knows, maybe something can happen here for that 7 team.
And we're going to be restarting single file, so we're going to see a long line of cars, and it's going to be real interesting, I think, to see how these guys approach the race now that they're strung out, because one of the things that can happen at Talladega is if too much of a gap forms because the guy in front of you doesn't get going, you might lose the draft, and with it, your chances to win this race.
I mean, everyone on track should be on pace here, I believe. So I don't think that's really a worry just yet. It'll be something later in the race, maybe once. If we have a big wreck, then it could become a problem, I believe.
Still have a long way to go, though, in this one. Got off to a little bit of a shaky start, but can always get back going. Dale Earnhardt leads the field through the tri-oval, coming towards the start-finish line, and turn 1. Here we go again.
So the problem here on the start is that Earnhardt can't get down. Watch the 3 of Derek Cope here. He's already on the inside behind Ernie Irvin.
Cope's going to have a good chance to try to go for the lead here. Unless Hermie Sadler starts to make a move first. He just dived down to the inside. Looking to make it 3 wide already.
Yep, 3 wide for second place behind Earnhardt and Irvin. Earnhardt so far has been bailed out. But that 7 car, not exactly a slow car, just got unlucky on the start. Now here comes Sadler, and he's got, actually no, Gordon down to the inside. Hamilton as well going down, but Sadler's able to clear them. And it seems like Earnhardt's just barely going to stay ahead here on this lap, but now Sadler makes it 3 wide.
Yeah, they're using every lane of track already. Here's Hermie Sadler to the inside of the 7 and the 43, looking for the lead. He's going to get help from those cars on the inside lane, and Hermie Sadler will take the lead.
So Sadler up front here at Talladega. Now watch the 6 and the 10. The 99, 88, 42, and 24 are also up here, as well as the 11 of Mike Skinner not too far behind. Hamilton will go into second place, pushed by Rudd. And there's a string of Fords there on the inside line, I'm noticing.
Yeah, Fords working together with fellow Fords to try to get themselves ahead. They're up to second and third.
Marlin, I thought he was about to just turn Lake Speed there. And
oh, issues on Bobby Hamilton. Bobby Hamilton has a tire going down as well.
There's no way.
Is he going to be able to get back around, or are we going to see another caution? I think
that's going to be another caution, I believe.
Once again.
This is unbelievable.
And there's the leader, Hermie Sadler. He is half a mile out from everybody else.
Irvin needs to try and catch up. I don't think he can. He needs to get his lap back.
He's too far back. They are 4 wide for the pack behind them, as we see Hermie Sadler come almost alone to the caution line. Then it's Gordon, Earnhardt, and this gaggle of cars.
What in the world is happening? That's 2 tire failures in, what, 3-4 laps of green flag racing?
Uh-oh, and Joe Robbins gonna get turned! He saved it!
Oh, no. That's not going to be looked at fondly.
Well then.
What in the world is happening, Michael?
I mean, surely we've hit some sort of massive statistical coincidence that 2 cars, 1 lap after getting back up to speed, have a tire going down in the same section of the track.
That is weird. I know that people have talked in the past about this track being cursed. For the first time in my life, I'm actually starting to believe it. That is unbelievable. I've never seen anything like that happen in all my times calling races. That is freaky. But we are back under caution now on lap number 9 of 66. Still no one coming into the pits, even though, honestly, I probably would if the tires were this at risk of going out.
I feel like, though, that this is... I don't know if this is a thing of the tires, because tires have almost never been an issue here in recent years at Talladega. The main thing is that it's just... I want to say that this is just an extreme, unfortunate coincidence. I don't know, if it happens a third time, then I'll be thinking that something's up with the tires. But we've just hit the 1 in a million. But we're under caution once again. So, we'll take another break, and hopefully we can get this race restarted once again. Welcome everyone once again to the 1997 and our 2003 Draft Series at Talladega. And yeah, we've had 2 tire failures going into turn 1, and we're coming now to, we're going to be going back green lap number 12, and I think we've ran maybe no more than 2 laps under green. So, certainly an interesting start here at Talladega.
It is definitely irregular, to say the least. We don't really come to a big race like this, and in the first 11 laps have 7 laps run under caution. Like, I don't think we've ever had that happen before in the draft series so far. We're about to go back underway. It'll be 55.
Hi, Bobby.
Huh? Okay, moving on. It'll be 55 laps to go on the restart. And it'll be Hermie Sadler leading the way over Dale Earnhardt. And then Jeff Gordon, Sterling Marlin, and Ricky Rudd the top 5. So here we go once again.
And it'll be some interesting things to happen if Bobby Hamilton stays where he is. He's down to 1 lap down now. There's been some sort of scoring error on NASCAR's part, but he is in 42nd, and he could lose a lot of points from today, as we are green once again. There's Dale Earnhardt already making moves just to the inside of the lapper. Ernie Irvan. He's learned his lesson from last time.
Seems like everyone's going to get down to the inside here. Nemechek's been forced up farther in the back. Now Sadler goes up. Earnhardt's still on the inside. Here comes the 24, the 88, and 95. A lot of cars fanning out down the back straightaway. Dale Earnhardt going to look for the lead, though, as they head into turn number 3.
Here they go, side by side, and Earnhardt's got the advantage being on the inside when it's 1 car versus 1 car like that. He's waiting for help from the 6 and the 24. Different manufacturers, but they're going to battle amongst themselves. It allows Hermie Sadler to stay up in 2nd, right behind the 43.
He is on the bumper of Earnhardt as well, as they head down towards turn number 1. Sadler not going to look to make the move. Here comes league speed there in that 88, right behind the 6. The 24's been shuffled back. The 42 is stuck outside.
And right behind them, in 6th actually, is the 11 of Mike Skinner, who's started in 21st. Here comes the 36 though for the lead.
Good move by Sadler getting down to the inside, but Ernie Irvan stays outside of Earnhardt, and they're 3 wide behind. There is no help for Hermie Sadler, but he's still trying to fight his way ahead of the 43. That is a big gap forming in the middle of the field there. I wonder if something happened and we just didn't catch it.
No issues reported, so I think someone was just slow on the start. Here's the 42 of Sterling Marlin looking to the inside of the 36. Can he get there? Yes, he can. They're going to be 3 wide for 2nd.
3 wide for 2nd, but one of the cars involved is a lap down in the 7 of Ernie Irvan. Now the 48's up here. The 14 of Kevin Harvick you can also see up here on your screen. And now it's becoming a thing of, we're starting to see a bit more of the goofier picks taken up front here.
Yeah, things have really been thrown for a loop with those 2 cautions starting out, and everyone's kind of getting used to their cars all at different times. The 42 and the 48, here they come with help from each other. You're going to make it 3 wide for the lead.
48 was down all the way on the inside line, dang near at pit entry. That was extremely close, but he'll go and take the lead. Dale Earnhardt Jr. just took the lead from Marlin and Earnhardt Sr., and now his teammate David Green is behind him as well. Here comes Kevin Harvick and Derek Cope as well.
That's a great move. I think he's going to want to take notes of later if he can go and do that again if he ever gets caught back up, caught a few positions behind. That's going to be something to take note of as we see the 24 looking for the lead now, this time on the inside of the 48. But 48 able to shut the door in time, holding strong.
I want to point out we also see the 5 car up here, but not the 25. So 3 of the 400 cars up here in this lead pack for the lead. Derek Cope down to the inside, looking to take 2nd away from David Green. No, Green shuts the door just perfectly.
And these cars are racing perfectly 3 wide, and we can see that gap to that second pack there. That's about 2 seconds behind. That's about 25th on back. A couple of cars, the 27 and the 49, starting to lose the main draft entirely. About 7.5 seconds behind. That's Dick Trickle and Jeff Green.
Yeah, you can see them there at the back of your screen. As we see Cope once again going to try and move into second place on David Green. It seems like he'll be able to make that move that time around. Now Shepard's up here with Hornaday, Elliott, and Burton. Burton started way down in, I believe, 36th place. So a good run so far for the 4-car to recover.
And
as
look
they're
at
4 wide behind them.
That's a 14 of Kevin Harvick. Went well to the outside of the wall. Thankfully, they get it back settled down into 3 wide. 4 now with Sterling Marlin. Way on the outside, right up against the wall. That is not where you want to be, I think, at any time of the day. And he's in the outside of 4 wide still, as these cars in the middle cannot get themselves sorted out. That's Mike Skinner and Dale Jarrett, almost rubbing fenders right next to each other.
That is a very tight battle there. I am a bit worried about them as they run through this track at nearly 200 miles an hour at 4 wide for multiple rows. It is very scary when you get to that point, as here comes the 30 of Rusty Wallace, now moving up through the field, as well as the 63 of Ruttman is up here. A lot of names you haven't really seen all this season running up really, really well here at Talladega. But that's to be expected, actually, you know?
Yeah, like we said earlier in pre-race, this is one of the tracks that does favor the underdogs to at least be up here. They're not exactly guaranteed to get the win, but they've got a good chance of getting a lot better finishing than they have in maybe the other tracks that we've been to. And there's Jeff Burton going on the inside for 3rd position to the inside of the 73. He's gonna take it.
Now we've got Wallace coming up here. He's looking for 4th place now on Ricky Craven. Mark Martin there as well to the 36 of Hermie Sadler. You also see the 7, who's again a lap down, not 4th position, but he is holding his own in this lead pack, as the pack has gotten very strung out here as we go on here. Now 18 laps into the race, we're on lap 19 of 66. Although, granted, we've only run about half this race under green flag conditions.
Yeah, that's been something that they've had to worry about. Oh, and issues reported on somebody. The 95 had a tire going down.
Oh my gosh.
This is, oh, yep, he's made it onto pit road, though. So it looks like that we are able to stay green. So perfect timing there for the 95 car. But yeah, I believe some sort of curse right now is afflicting the tires of this here track.
This is becoming extremely worrying. Like, I was, like I said, I was skeptical at first, then I kind of started to believe it. Now I definitely believe it. And we still have over 45 laps to go in this race. I don't like the odds of anyone left in the field, to be honest with you.
Well, if they keep going 4 wide like this, there might not be much people left. We saw the 36 there of Hermie Sadler, well to the outside once again. They've gone 4 wide and they've gotten away so far, but I don't know if I trust these guys to continue on like this for another 40 laps.
Yeah, this type of racing is what, when you really start worrying about the entire field, like when you get to 3 wide, it doesn't matter how strung out it can be. If once you hit 3 or 4 wide, you're at risk, I believe, as we have multiple rows of 4 wide here in the midfield. Good Lord help us.
Oh man, I think the thing that's, when you're in 4 wide like that, you're trying to get any sort of a run, but you've got cars going all over the place. So if you take your run at the wrong time, you're gonna end up getting turned around. So 98 of Bill Elliott, well on the outside there, but up front, it's actually a little bit more calmer. We got 3 cars up there. Jeff Burton has taken the lead. Dale Earnhardt Jr. in 2nd, Ricky Craven in 3rd, with the lap cars, the 7 of Irv, and help them along.
And you also have the 14 up here now, up into 4th place ahead of Dale Earnhardt. So a great run for Kevin Harvick in this one, about a third of the way through.
Yeah, he's outrunning his boss right now, being the lone DEI entry. So,
did you see how far back that second pack was, Mike, when we got that flyby?
Oh yeah.
Because now we have a battle for the lead.
You can see it for a quick second, and man, there's some distance growing. We'll touch on that in a second, but now there's the 48. Dale Earnhardt Jr. looking for the lead here at Talladega. He's got it. The 4's trying to battle back on the outside with help from the 73. Don't think he's going to be able to get there in time, and the 48 clears the 4.
Well, he had him clear for a split second, but it didn't fully take it. Now he's got him clear, and here comes the 14 of Kevin Harvick, pushed by Lake Speed.
Lake Speed and Kevin Harvick are those guys they've had good results, and they're coming up on the 95 now. Wally Dallenbach, who had that pit road issue, and they get a little bunched up going by him, but he might be able to merge safely. Looks like he does.
Better than some back we've seen in the past.
And we can carry on here. But yeah, as I was saying, the 14 and the 88 of Lake Speed, they are two of the cars who are pretty far down in owners' points. They've had good runs, but now they've got a good chance to get an even better result on their hands than they have in weeks past. Dale Jr. tried to block them and was unable to. Here comes Kevin Harvick.
Harvick trying to take the lead. Imagine the type of story it would be if this young man could get a big win here at Talladega. Wouldn't even be the first rookie we've had win at a plate track this year, because we've had Jack Sprague and Ron Hornaday do so earlier this year.
With how Ron Hornaday's been driving, it's been surprising. I keep forgetting that he's a rookie. He is just settled in perfectly. As here comes Mark Martin, gonna make it 3 wide for the lead. Photo finish on lap number 25.
Still a long way to go, not even under 40 laps to go yet. And, you know, I don't think we mentioned at the start of the show, after that first caution, the pit window's about 35 laps. That pit window's probably been extended a little bit due to the extended caution running at the start of this race. So now, Michael, what do you think we can probably see that pit window be whenever it comes time to come into the pits?
Uh-oh.
Oh, wait a minute! Derek Cope!
Derek Cope? Another tire going down!
Oh there is no way! There is actually no way! Number 4 on the day. He's not going to make it, Michael, is he?
Oh, there went your talks about fuel strategies or anything like that. We're going to have another caution.
Caution number 3 here at Talladega. And they might... No, I don't believe they're racing back. Okay, they did take the flag. So that is our 3rd caution of the day for a tire failure, and our 4th tire failure overall. Michael, did someone put thumbtacks on the track?
They gotta take a look at this track, I feel like, when we come under caution here, because there should not be this many issues here. We haven't had issues like this since probably the first Talladega race back in 1969.
I have genuinely never seen... I've been calling races for a little while now, you know, Michael, with you and with other people and various other series, and I've quite genuinely never seen anything like this in all my time commenting. I have never seen 4 different teams have 4 different tire failures like that. That is bizarre. And with 40 laps to go, we will be seeing pit stops. Michael, this might turn into a fuel mileage race here at Talladega now.
Yeah, they're on the tail end of their window, and only half the field is pitting.
Whoa!
Only the first
Look
pack.
at that. That is interesting.
I love some proper pit strategy happening. Haven't had that in a bit. And let's see, it looks like everyone's coming off pretty quickly here. It looks like 2 tires and fuel.
Pull it up one
So,
more time. I want to see that again just to make sure. Just to make sure we were completely correct on that. On the fuel. Mike, pull up the
oh,
chat. Let me see. It is no fuel. Oh no, it is fuel. Right side tires and 2 cans of fuel. Sorry. So yeah, it is It is right side tires and full of fuel for everyone that came in there. And now you got to think with 40 laps to go, I don't think you can make it from here no matter how much you save.
I don't. Oh man, I mean It was almost going to. I was wondering about that because 35 was the fuel window, and I thought it was going to be stretched to. They could have pit as late as lap 40 with the cautions. If we continue to have cautions, they might be able to stretch it, but if we stay green the rest of the way, got some very big what ifs in the tail end of this field because it split the field about perfectly. About 20 cars came in and 20 stayed out, and they're going to take a minute to try to get themselves sorted here.
Let's go up to the front of this pack here. I want to see if these guys do come in this time around. Obviously, Irvin and Hamilton are a lap down. Jeff Gordon's now leading the race ahead of Rusty Wallace. Will they come into the pits here?
Oh, they are.
It does seem like it. So they were waiting one more lap. Even then, I don't think the one more lap is going to do anything for them.
That one lap could make the difference, I think, depending on how the rest of these cautions fall, if we continue to have them. Because were the race to go green the rest of the way, I have a feeling that it might favor these guys over the guys who pitted the lap before.
I also just want to mention, it does worry me how pretty much everyone here is only taking 2 tires. You would think with how the theme of this race has been. Oh,
6 on 30.
Now. But yeah, with how these tires are acting, I don't trust only taking 2 tires here.
That's a real. That is. We have a lot of unknowns, and we're gonna have a lot of things to keep a tab on as we go through the rest of this race. We'll take another break and come back to you with the restart right after this. Welcome back, everyone, to the 1997 NR 2003 Draft Series at Talladega. And we've definitely had, with all these tire failures and cautions, we've had some point shakeups potentially coming at the end of this day. The top 2 in championship points are a lap down. Derek Cope in 39th, Bobby Hamilton in 41st.
Yeah, that's when you look at the point standings, you don't really think, oh yeah, that's not exactly worrying for Hamilton because he's 218 up on Derek Cope. So you got to think, yeah, he's not exactly at risk here. But then you look at 3rd in points, Dale Earnhardt. He's in 15th place in this race right now. He's 276 back. 4th place, Jeff Gordon. He's not up here right now, but he did lead a lap under that caution, so he's got 5 bonus points, unlike I believe, Hamilton and Cope. Then Ricky Rudd is also still in the lead lap, so is Shepard, Hornaday, Jarrett. So it's not the end of the world yet for the 10 car, but you've got to be a little bit worried when you have a chance of giving up over 100 points here today.
Yeah, this is not what the 10 wanted to happen definitely through the day. Got 36 laps to go here, though. We've still got the potential for a lot more stuff, a lot more wrenches to be thrown into this race. Mark Martin, though, will lead us back to green. He's got Dale Jarrett behind him, then Kevin Harvick, Ron Hornaday Jr., and Lake Speed, your top 5. 4 lapped cars on the inside. How are they going to affect everyone? Let's find out. We are green once again.
Uh-oh. That was not a good start for Derek Cope.
It was not. Mark Martin cleared him easily.
Jarrett did not go either. Now we have a problem. Here comes the 4 with 4 of the top 5 stuck on the outside line.
And that is not good for Jarrett Harvick or any of those guys. There's Bobby Hamilton just trying to get a lap back, not even going for a position. There's the 3 trying to get his lap back.
Well, the 10 and the 7 is for position. That's for 40th place. But in the grand scheme of things, it's not going to matter. Here comes Dallenbach. He's going to try and move up to 3 down.
It looks like he'll be able to get ahead of the 22 for now.
Rutman on the inside line. He's the first car, I believe, on the inside. 4 wide. No. Oh, yes.
Yeah, they're 3 wide. Kevin Harvick almost made it 4 wide. Oh boy. We got the 2 right behind the 22. Can anybody get ahead of them? There's Dale Jarrett. He dives down to the inside behind the 10 car. Bobby Hamilton. He's looking for the lead.
And he might have it as they go through 3 and 4 here. So now, as of right now, Hamilton and Cope have the lap back. Dale Jarrett leads it. Here comes Morgan Shepherd to try and take the lead.
He gets down to the inside of the 22 car, but Jarrett currently has the lead to himself for now. And across the line that time by, it was Morgan Shepherd in second.
He's right behind the 2, though, and here comes the 43 and the 24 and the 94. So now we actually have some people from the top 10 in points getting involved here.
And look at that, there's Dale! Looking for the
3
lead.
wide.
He restarted 15th, if you'll recall. And look at this, he's about to take the lead.
2 laps of green flag racing, I believe. And he has gone from 15th to 1st. And now he's right behind the championship leader, gonna try and put him back a lap down.
Does not do so just yet. He goes down to the inside. He's going to have a good chance. He's got help from David Green and the 94 Ken Schrader. And a lap down goes the 10. Earnhardt clears him.
Now if you're Earnhardt, your goal probably isn't, like, obviously it is to keep the lead as they go 3 wide for a lead. Your goal is to keep the 10 a lap down, I believe.
I think that's part of the reason why he was a little bit more eager to stay up there on the outside, you know, keep the 10, throw him back in the pack. Might not be able to lead a couple extra laps, but I think that'll be fine for him as Ken Schrader comes to lead a lap, get 5 bonus points for himself. There's Mike Skinner, a couple cars behind, in the middle of 4 wide once again, which has been terrifying us all day.
Because the thing is, you just gotta think it's inevitable that something's gonna happen. But so far they've kept it clean through 35 laps. But it may not last forever. You know how it is here at Talladega.
Look at there, we've got David Green. He's tired of pushing guys to the front. He wants to go to the front himself. To the inside of the 42 he goes.
So up into second place goes the 24. The 26 is now up here, so is the 1 of Sprague. And now Green going to look for the lead here on Ken Schrader. Going to try and take it with 31 laps to go here at Talladega. And he does have the lead at the line.
Good opportunity for the 24, David Green, the 1 Hendrick car to not win this year so far. And they're 3 wide for 3rd, make that 4th. We kind of got some cars coming up on the inside. Jack Sprague, the number 11 of Mike Skinner. Kevin Harvick once again. Here's Mike Skinner, going to make it 3 wide for 2nd. Green able to block all 3 lanes.
Seems like Skinner has second place, and now Kevin Harvick's up here. Terry Labonte's up here. The 98, 48 is back up here. I also see the 16 getting involved a bit farther back. A lot of people up here in this lead pack, Michael.
And we saw a pretty good move there that was coming out of turn 4 was Skinner was able to throw the block on Harvick, not able to allow him to get down to the inside. He eventually got around him through turn 1, but he was able to hold him off for that lap. As we see, they are using every single inch of the track, I think. Let the image speak for itself.
Not even every inch. They still have the apron they can go on, huh, Michael?
Don't encourage them.
Kevin Harvick leads it now. And then it's Labonte. Here comes Dale Jr. in the 48, then 3 wide for pretty much the entire field back. This is only mildly horrifying, I think.
Yeah, and there's a lot more cars up here than there were previously. About 34 cars within 2 seconds of the leader. Got a couple of stragglers out back, but for now, most of the field is still up here. And here comes the 33, Terry Labonte. First car to dive out. There's Mike Skinner in the 11.
Yeah, actually, you know, I'm just now thinking, Michael, could this be the day Mike Skinner leads 1 lap?
He has been trying all season, and this is about as best an opportunity as he's gonna get. He's looking for help from the 98, but the 33 throws the block. Not able to do so.
He doesn't even have to win the race. I think just leading a lap would be enough for him. He is 21st in points, the highest driver in points without leading a lap. The next highest is 26 in points, Bill Elliott, who's also up here in the 98.
I think they have a different goal in mind than everybody else right now. But Bill Elliott's going to lead the 11, stranding here in the middle of 3 wide, no support. Harvick goes down, able to retain second. Bill Elliott goes by for third. So does Mike McLaughlin, who's moved up to fourth. Skinner currently in no man's land. It looks like he's going to lose a couple spots.
So, 4 wide in the back.
Oh,
wait, what?
Caution!
There's a caution on the speedway. What?
Oh no! Jeff Gordon, Dale
Oh,
Jarrett!
no! Oh no! Into the wall goes Jarrett and collects Dollenbach. What in the? What happened?
Here's the funny thing. I couldn't see anything.
Yeah, I feel like maybe I saw a bit of debris down in turn 3, but I feel like I may have saw that over 15 laps ago when that came off of Derek Cope's tire. So, I've got nothing here. That looks to me like a debris caution, and there's only 2 cars coming into the pits, Dollenbach and Jarrett, who are the 2 that wrecked. Under the yellow flag, Labonte's also coming in now, and they're not even taking fuel or tires here. They're just fixing the damage, even though I don't think they can make it even with this caution.
Let's see, look at that, a 1.17 second stop for the 21. I don't think I've ever seen a pit stop that quick. Not even... Stop and goes don't even take a second. They take a quarter of a second.
Yeah, so they're quicker, but like that's a full-on damage repair in 1 second. But either way, we're under caution for the 4th time today, with 26 laps to go. And you almost got to think maybe NASCAR threw this caution to encourage teams to come down, take a pit stop, fix your tires, get some fuel. Let's not have a mess at the end. But no one pit. I am bamboozled right now.
Because if it was for that debris, which just saw a couple some odd laps ago, then it should have been called when it was there. So, you know, I think got a lot of questions coming NASCAR's way with that one. Because I thought a car had spun out or something, but no, the cars that lost the draft were the 3 who have been slow off pace all day. That was the 77, the 27, and the 49. all three of them were able to come to the caution just fine. So NASCAR playing some tricks with us, or something of the sort. But we'll go ahead, get things sorted, get back to you with the restart right after this. Welcome back, everyone, to the 1997 NR 2003 Draft Series from Talladega. We're going to be going back green lap number 44 of 66. Still got a couple of cars on the inside. Two-year championship contenders, Ernie Irvan and the 95. A lot of red and orange down there on the one lap down lane. Terry Labonte is your leader. Kevin Harvick second. Then it's Bill Elliott third, Mike McLaughlin fourth, and Mike Skinner fifth. And we still haven't had a lot of cars come down to pit road yet. I think that's going to be something we're going to be looking at, Darien.
Yeah, it's definitely something that needs to be looked at because, like we said, no one came into the pits on that caution aside from Jarrett and Dallenbach and Labonte, and even then, they didn't take fuel or anything like that, so they're still at risk here of not making to the end. I have a feeling, personally, we're going to see people coming into the pits on lap 63. At the latest.
Leave it to the end of the race. Oh, that is going to be an absolute frenzy if that occurs. Well, it's going to be a frenzy to the finish. No doubt about it. You've got about 20 laps or so. Start getting back up to the front and see if you can go and win this race. Let's see you can do it. We are green once again. We slowly build up once again up to...
Oh, you're already 3 wide.
Not even at 150 miles an hour, and we're already going 3 wide.
Oh, no.
And this is from the lap down cars on the inside. The first car on the lead lap in that lane is the 88 of Lake Speed, and even he might not be able to stay on that lane for long. Here comes the 48 and the 6.
You gotta think Jeff Gordon is someone who desperately needs a good run here. 4th in points, needs something to go his way. He's already led a lap, needs to keep on making progress while the 10 is a lap down. Especially considering now that the 43 is nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, he's a bit farther back in the group of single file cars. You can barely see him at the edge of the screen there. He's listed as being 24th right now. So, bit of a distance to make up for the 43 car. Here's the 10, once again trying to get his lap back. To get around the 33, Terry Labonte. They might go 4 wide. There's Jeff Gordon.
Oh, no.
Jeff's not playing
Harvick's
around
going to be able to get all the way down from the very top to the very bottom and stay in 3rd place. What a move by Kevin Harvick, taking advantage of the 4 wide situation behind him.
And look at that, he got to the inside of the 10. He's going to have a good opportunity to get right back up to the 33 car. If he can keep the 6 behind him.
Oh.
Which so far he can.
Oh, the 48 just moved to 3.
3 got shuffled out there. And here comes the 14, Kevin Harvick looking for the lead.
Green and Sprague up here as well. I also see Bodines up here. Kevin Harvick trying to take the lead away from Terry Labonte. Kevin Harvick for Dale Earnhardt Incorporated will lead right now at Talladega, but he has very little help, and Labonte's got it back for a moment. They're going back and forth here with 20 laps to go.
That time across the line, I think it was the 33 who led. Harvick did not lead.
But here comes the one.
But Harvick shuts the door.
Sprague almost had a run there. Look at the 26 and the 18 up here. They also started in the back, I'm pretty sure.
Yes, they did. Jeremy Mayfield and the 18 of Michael Waltrip. Got some good runs going. Here comes Jack Sprague, though, looking for the lead. It's end of 3 wide per second.
Somehow Labonte cleared it. Now Bodine is up to third place behind Jack Sprague. And then the 26 of Mayfield, 18 of Waltrip. I can't be the only one nervous they might go 5 wide here eventually, right?
I'm really scared they might go 5 wide. Maybe it's a good thing we've had as many cautions as we've had.
For the lead, Jack Sprague and Terry Labonte. This time Sprague will take it in front of the 33. Now he's got to hold on from the 14, who's also coming up as well.
And there's Kevin Harvick.
Oh!
Not able to make the move. But I think that just told everyone he is very much willing to try to.
I really thought he was inside. I thought he was going to wreck the 33. That was worrying. Now the 40 of Bodine's up here. 18, 26, and 24, 3 wide for 5th. And now we're starting to see the 43 back up here. Down the inside on it, on the Andretti. And now, when they get to the line, it'll be 17 laps to go.
Once again, the 43 showing his plate prowess. Back up to the top 10. You can keep throwing him back there, but he will just come right back up again. And the 33 looks like he got caught on the outside there. Kevin Harvick looking for second.
And has it? I believe, yes, he does. Kevin Harvick up to second place, and the 33 goes way high there. Here comes the 40 of Bodine.
I think Terry tried a different lane there, and that did not work. He's able to slide in behind Bodine, but he does not retain that position. And now we've got Dale right behind him in 5th, 2x2, for a lot of rows behind.
Here comes Labonte, going to try and get back down to the inside. He'll have help from Earnhardt, or is Earnhardt going to try and make it 3 wide for... No, he's not, but he almost got there. Gonna push Terry Labonte up into 3rd place ahead of Bodine, and now here comes the 94 of Schrader as well.
And no matter how much chaos is happening behind there, the front has always usually been single file. There's Terry Labonte. He's looking for help from Dale once again. And they're going to go 2 against 1, and Terry Labonte is going to take second back from Kevin Harvick.
Now Jack Sprague's got to be worried when you've got Labonte and Earnhardt right behind you. Ken Schrader not far as well. Earnhardt's still on the inside. Is he going to try for second here? I believe he is. Can he get there to the inside? No. Is up here, but again, the 10 is a lap down. So he is not affiliated in this battle for the lead. He is just here to play spoiler.
We got 2 Sobco cars right behind him, Todd Bodine and Sterling Marlin, working together to get their way up into the top 5. But Dale continues to make moves. To the inside of the 33 to take second place.
So now, Sprague leads it over Earnhardt. Sprague won the last plate race at Daytona in the 2nd Daytona race. And now he leads at Talladega ahead of Dale Earnhardt, then Sterling Marlin and Todd Bodine on the inside line. It'll be 14 laps to go when they get to the line, but I still don't think they can make it on fuel. So this is nowhere close to over. Even someone not in this lead pack could possibly come through and win this race, I believe.
They're going to keep us guessing right till the very end, I think. Oh boy, it is certainly something right now. So we see the 42, Sterling Marlin, look to try to battle against the 43. and not able to get there just yet. Has to slot into third behind the 2 leaders.
Well, he has to get back ahead of the 33 now. Because the 33 is there, slowed him up a tiny bit. Needs Todd Bodine to get there in that 40 car. It'd be really nice if they could have 2 Somco cars lined up, and it seems like they will here, heading up down the front straightaway.
But how long is Todd Bodine going to stay with his teammate? I thought he was about to abandon him right there.
So single file there. Can they catch up to the 43?
The main catch, they've got a couple of cars single file behind them. Maybe not. Kevin Harvick, once again, showing his aggression right now. Here at Talladega, getting around one of the Sobco cars. David Green looks like he's going to try to go with the 14. Catch back up to these guys. Sterling Marlin going to take on the leaders all by himself.
He thought he had to run. He did not have to. Earnhardt stays in second. Sprague in the lead. Harvick up to fourth. Marlin looks again, can't get there. Now here comes the 14. He peeks back in line.
We've got about maybe 27, 28 cars here in this lead group, which is getting a lot more single file. A couple cars off the pace. And look at this, single file through about the first 9 until David Green and Sterling Marlin decide to prove me wrong.
Here we go for second and fourth. Sterling Marlin up in the second now. Somco has had a horrible season all around. Can they turn it around with a win here at Talladega today?
Certainly doing a really good job right now, staying up in the front. But Jack Sprague has been able to lead these last few laps completely unopposed. Look at the distance between some of these cars. You got to rely on a huge head of steam to try to get back up to the car right in front of you.
Really do, and I'm just now seeing as we look through as I look at the standings here, Ken Schrader's up in the top 10, Morgan Shepherd's up here, Ricky Craven. A lot of people up here we haven't seen in a while. And now they're up here with 10 laps to go.
There's Dale Earnhardt.
Here comes, yep. Earnhardt looking inside. Still in third place. Here comes the 14 of Harvick, going to try and get back past the 24.
We got a couple of other cars up here we got to give credit to. We've been giving credit to Harvick, doing a great job currently in fourth, but then also right at the tail end of the top 10 is the 88 of Lake Speed, who's had a really good showing. 88's been good no matter which driver it is in that car here at Talladega this year.
Here comes the 43 looking back for second. He is there. And now the 24 back inside of Harvick. Here comes the 94 as well. Schrader giving a push.
Look at there. They're still trying to go 3 wide. Trying to find any sort of way around the cars ahead of you. We are running out of time. Lap number 58 of 66.
And again, there is a pit stop to come, I believe. It could come almost at any lap now. They pitted back on lap number 26. So, it's going to be extremely close for them to make it.
Yeah, that's the real thing. How good are they at saving fuel? Is nobody going to make it? Is almost everyone going to make it? It's a question we can't really answer until we start seeing cars drop out. Speaking of cars dropping out, I think I saw one car ahead. That's a 49 of Jeff Green. He is the one lapper in the area. He's just coming out of turn 2 right now onto the backstretch. Leaders are coming into turn 1, entering through turn 2.
This could become a massive problem, maybe. There's another lap going into turn 3. And with 7 laps to go, especially in a fuel mileage race, that could become absolutely devastating for any number of drivers left in this field.
And you say left in this field because there's about 27 cars here, and I think there's still maybe 25, but the gap between all of them is getting farther and farther apart. So we're just slowly whittling down the amount of cars who are likely to win this race, barring something absolutely insane happening.
Now the next question is, what if a caution does come out, which I'm not saying will happen, but it's not an impossibility. How far in does it have to go until this race becomes official as Schrader looks for second?
I think that's something nobody wants to think about right now. As we see 94, Ken Schrader tried to make a move, nothing of the sort available to him. 14 and 24 trying to catch back up to these guys. Sprague's been able to hold on for a while now, and now they're catching the 49.
Lap number 61 coming up on the books. This is the 35th lap since they made the pit
Sprague trying to go to the outside!
Oh my goodness.
Not able to clear him. Here comes the 43 on the inside.
That was almost catastrophic for everyone.
That stacked everyone up big time here. It's going to allow the 43, with help from the 14, clear the 49 potentially.
Here comes the 14 now on the inside. They might go 3 wide for the lead.
Prodigy versus the veteran. Up at the front here.
Harvick's got it. And now look how compact the pack is. Everyone all together here with 5 laps to go when they get to the line. David Green looking for the lead. Can't quite get there. Kevin Harvick leads it. Then Green in second. Skinner looking for third. On Dale Earnhardt.
And oh, look at that. Green able to get there before the 14. He's not able to throw the block. David Green with help from Skinner. Looking to the inside.
The 40 now is on the inside. Todd Bodine, he's got Labonte and Sprague with him. Actually, Labonte might be way higher. They might go full wide back there. Yes, they will.
This is where the dogfight begins. It's just going to be a dogfight, I think, from here on out.
David Green up into the lead for the 24 of Hendrick Motorsports.
Harvick battling back on the outside, trying to get the lead another lap. He was able to.
David Green. I want to mention this. David Green is the only car left at Hendrick Motorsports yet to win in 1997. That 24 car is winless through 28 races. Could this maybe be the day for David Green?
Depends how much Harvick is able to block him. He's been throwing great blocks the entire race so far. And right behind him, the 11 of Mike Skinner.
Can Skinner finally get past and into the lead? Fuel system failure on the 48. Well, that's ironic.
Heck of a time.
They've caught Robbie Gordon now in the 77. Could he become a factor in this?
Where do the 14 and the 11 go? 14 goes high, 11 goes low. 14 trying to get enough momentum to get around the 77. On the outside, he's going to be able to clear the 77. Harvick stays in the lead.
That could be massive. He now has a good lead over the rest of the field. There's 3 wide, maybe 4 wide behind him.
And Skinner's going to be caught right in the middle of it. Green moves up to second.
Coming up on 2 laps to go when they get to the line, Kevin Harvick with a decent-sized lead, but could that be a detriment to the 14 car?
He's got a good chance for the 24 to get some momentum, try to catch back up to the 14. Then there's Dale and Jack Sprague. Who's going to go with who?
Green to the inside. Is he there? He is there! 2 laps to go! And they have not come into the pits yet! They're going to try and stretch this all the way to the checkered flag!
There's the one of Jack Sprague. He's got help from the 9 of Morgan Shepherd. He hasn't been up here all day.
Well, he's here now, and he's going to go 3 wide for the lead!
Tried to.
Shepherd is 516 points off the points lead! This could be massive in the championship for him!
29 came in.
Well,
pit road.
everyone in the front stays out, and we're gonna take the wine. Jack Sprague leads it. The 10 car is on the inside. Here comes the 40 of Bodine. The 10 is not a factor. He's a lap down. David Green's in second place now.
It's going to be, I think, between Sprague and Green. Can Green get a better run on Sprague and not be ambushed by the 10? Coming down the backstretch.
This could come down all the way to the trial. Let's start finish line. Talladega is down near turn 1 at the end of the trial. Is it gonna matter here today? Jack Sprague out front. David Green in second. Green has to make a move. Hamilton goes to the inside. He's a lap down. He just stopped David Green from making a move. And Sprague is back to back on the plates. Sprague wins at Talladega. My goodness.
Jack Sprague. I don't know if we were expecting anyone to win 2 plate races this year, but I definitely don't think we were expecting Sprague.
One of our rookie contenders for 1997 from the Craftsman Truck Series, Jack Sprague, just moved up to Cup in 1 year and has won at Daytona and at Talladega. What a season for that young man.
And we had a lot of cars. We had only 2 cars who had to come down for pit stops besides the 48. That was the 29 and the 21. Everybody else was able to hang on till the end. But let's go ahead and take a look at your top 10. It was Jack Sprague, David Green, who still has not won, getting oh so close. Todd Bodine, best finish of 3rd on the season. Great job for him. Ken Schrader 4th. Lake Speed top 5. That Robert Yates 88 is doing quite well right now. Then Morgan Shepherd 6th. Dale Earnhardt 7th. Kevin Harvick, after his great prowess, has shown up in 8th. Mike Skinner in 9th. Jeremy Mayfield ends it with a top 10.
And Michael, I want to point out something here. Earnhardt finished in 7th place. And where did Bobby Hamilton and Derek Koch finish?
35th and 37th.
So that is going to cause a massive swing in the points in favor of the 43. Earnhardt looking for an 8th championship and might just be back in the hunt with 3 races to go after this one, and the next of which we will be coming to you from the North Carolina Motor Speedway, Rockingham, North Carolina. Jeremy Mayfield pulled off an amazing win earlier this season.
Yeah, North Carolina definitely was one of the more interesting races in terms of results. I'm curious to see if that happens again. Then with the 2 races after that, we've got Phoenix and ending the season at Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Well, a fun race today from Talladega. Jack Sprague with an amazing win. Like we said, back-to-back for Jack Sprague on the plates. And you got to think, he's only 33 years old. Might still have another decade or so of racing left in the NASCAR's top division here. But that's a future topic. Michael, it's been a fun one today.
It definitely has. Talladega's always been producing a unique sort of racing, and we saw it here in full force today. Just to run through your rest of the field, we got 34 cars who finished on the lead lap, only 1 retiree, and that was due to a mechanical issue. We've been fairly clean so far on the plate tracks through in 1997, so I don't know. Trend might continue into 1998, but that's also a long way out. For now, we'll say goodbye from here. For Darien Arnsdorff, I'm Michael Paz. This is the Draft Series. We'll see you all next time out at North Carolina. Bye-bye.